Hi there, today I'm going to share with you my thoughts on going to yet another rock gig, on engaging with your audience and why it's good to be a small but popular band and a big international band. My name is Carl Craig West from Buzz Website Design, and it's our job to help you to reach more potential customers, typically through your online marketing channels. And if you like this video, please share it, please click on the like button, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We make one of these videos roughly once a week, and YouTube will let you know every time we do that, and the little link is in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. So those who know me will know that I love going to gigs, and last night we went to a gig, a band called Bowling for Soup. You might have heard of them. Didn't get a t-shirt because the merch crowd was a little bit long, and I just didn't fancy a 45-minute wait to get a t-shirt. It was a bit late. It was Sunday night. But the point about it is I really enjoyed, what I really enjoyed about the gig, not just Bowling for Soup, but the two supporting acts, Patent Pending and Not Your Girlfriends, is that they had great interaction with their audience. You might call it banter, but it made the show much more engaging and much more fun, and we could have a giggle, and the bands reacted to the audience and had some fun with it, and made it fun for everybody. Now, the point of me saying this is that when you are a smaller band playing smaller venues, you've got the opportunity to interact with your audience because you are a lot closer to them. They can see you. Typically, you can see a large number of them. And it just means that you can bounce stuff backwards and forwards, talk to members of your audience, hear them when they talk to you, etc. Now, I know that Bowling for Soup are a fairly well-known band in the States. They're absolutely massive, and they'll sell out, smaller arenas. Here in Leicester, they were at a 2,500 space gig, but it still felt very close. It felt very small, and it felt very interactive. Okay, you might think that's great for Bowling for Soup, but what's in it for me as my business? Well, one of the things that's great about running a smaller business is that you are typically closer to your target market and also your customers as well. In that you often have the relationship with your customers, and when selling to potential customers, you are the person who develops the relationship with them. This means, just like smaller bands, that you can interact well with your target market from a personal, person-to-person level. This, in turn, helps you to be far more responsive to what people say, far more responsive to suggestions which come from your target market, but also it enables you to communicate with them almost on a one-to-one level. Now, what's also best about it is that when you run a small business, when you run a smaller rock band, is that you can make your audience feel more included. You make them feel closer to you by interacting with them, often on a one-to-one basis. And that is only ever going to be good for you and your business long term. And one of the great things about it is that people warm to you if they feel like you're listening and feel like you're responding to them, their requests and their input. And you can't do that when you're a big business, because when you get to being a big business, and the same thing with the music industry, a big international band, it's almost impossible to keep up that one-to-one interaction, because all of a sudden your relationship isn't one to few, it's one to many, and keeping up with that is incredibly hard work. So what's typically done in that scenario is actually all of the management of for example, the social media and the audience / target market interaction is given over to somebody else. In many respects, businesses that get to that point, and I understand why, and it makes absolute sense to do that, but businesses that get to that point often lose a little bit of their fan base, because those fans no longer feel like they're part of the crowd, part of the group, that you're no longer interacting with them, but you're interacting with them and thousands of others. Now, one of the things that particularly struck me last night about one of the support bands, Patent Pending, brilliant show, great audience engagement, but the lead singer was actually at the merch stand after the gig, talking to people and helping people to buy stuff, shaking hands, actually taking photographs. And I just thought, what a fantastic way to engage his audience. Yes, they're trying to grow their audience here in the UK, supporting Bowling for Soup, but it's a great way of saying, look, I'm actually human. I'm here to interact with you, and I want to be your friend. And people warm to you when they feel that you want to be their friend. And you can apply that to the business world just by encouraging people to warm to you by warming to them. Make people feel included. Now, the upshot of all of this is that I'm sure the band Patent Pending last night won a few fans because they put on a great show. They interacted with the audience. The lead singer was at the merch stand talking to people. Obviously, he was selling his merchandise, encouraging people to buy, but he was there as a human being, interacting with people. And the best thing about that, for them and for you in your business, selling becomes so much easier when people feel like they have some kind of relationship with you. It's easier to sell if people think you care. That you don't just care about selling, you don't just care about your business, but you care about them as a customer or audience member. Now, I'm wearing a t-shirt for a band called Bad Touch. They are an up-and-coming blues rock band here in Britain, and I absolutely love these guys because they're so down-to-earth. But when they get on the stage, again, they interact with their audience, and they just look like they're having a good time, and they try and take their audience along with them, and they do all they can to try and include their audience and make them feel like they are as much a part of the gig as the guys on the stage. And that, to me, means a lot. I like big rock bands. You know, recently I've been to see Iron Maiden and Motley Crue, etc., and the Hollywood Vampires. And yes, it's great. They put on a fantastic show. But in many respects, you're there to watch the show. You don't feel in any way that you are interacting, you have a relationship with the guys on the stage. Now, understand it. You know, they are huge international stars, and it's almost impossible to have that rapport. But when you go to a smaller gig, or when you're a smaller business, it's much, much easier to make people feel included, loved, appreciated, and more importantly, listened to. So, the lesson today is, you know, you might want to be a Motley Crue, you might want to be a Bon Jovi, but to be honest, there's much more value and a lot more fun to be had if you're a Bad Touch, Bowling for Soup, Patent for Pending, or any other local band, because you can have a lot of fun, you can interact with your audience, and your audience will respond, and selling to them is so much easier. So, I hope you found that useful. If you've any thoughts or any comments on what I've just said, please write them below. It'd be great to hear from you. We always respond to comments and questions on our videos and on our blog posts. But either way, share the video. Please click on the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to get these videos on a very regular basis. But after all of that, thanks very much. Appreciate you watching, and bye for now.